What's up everybody, I am Grant Burton. This is Games with Grant and today I am streaming Horizon Forbidden West on the PS5. I will be playing the story, I will be doing some side missions, so if you do not want to be spoiled by Horizon Forbidden West, I advise you not to watch any of this. I am, however, very early in the game, so there might not be too much in the way of spoilers. Right now I am currently trying to send off the information on Twitter to let just all the other peeps know that I am doing this. So bear with me just a second. Yep, just entered the open world, that's literally all the world I've got, so really not a lot of spoil at this point, I don't think. Almost done. There we go. So, what do I think of this game so far? If you're wondering, I am loving it, to be honest. And, to be honest, this stream, kind of an excuse just to try out the 3D audio on my headset, just to see what that's all about. I was recently introduced to Petra, who I believe is from the first game. I vaguely remember her. Aloy first encountered Petra at the settlement of Free Heap, where the Tinker sought to build a life for herself outside the hard-headed rules and misogynistic customs of the Oseram homeland. It was thanks to cannons of Petra's making that Aloy and her allies were able to defend the Karja capital at the Battle of the Alite. Yes, I remember her now. She looks a little different. Always wanted to seek out new challenges, Petra later moved to Chainscraper Frontier Settlement in the Daunt, near the infamous Forbidden West. Okie dokie. Let's get closer up on the map just to see what's going on. Main objective's there to find Erend. Got a bunch of stuff going on here. There's a side mission right next to me. And another one there. For some reason, Aloy keeps wanting me to go to a workbench. But yes, I am playing this on the PS5, currently on performance mode. I started playing this on, what was it? What's the word I'm looking for? Resolution mode, and it was good looking, but it was actually hurting my eyes a bit. And the frame rate was a bit shimmery, the best way I can describe it.
Shop looks closed.
Yep.
Can I still use the workbench?
I ain't gonna stop you.
Okay, that was a weird conversation.
What?
Workbench, what can I do here? Can upgrade this stuff if I want. I'm already on level 2, I think. No, I'm not on level 2, that must be for something else. Right, I'll leave that alone for now. But yeah, this game is gorgeous, no matter what version you're playing it on. I've just been to a stash somewhere else. Right, why can't I talk to him?
Some are afraid to be so close to the Forbidden West. I like to think it keeps me on my toes.
Okay, not letting me talk to him. Must have to unlock that or something. Right, where's this mission?
Oh, hi!
Oh, it's down there.
We are on the same side here, Olga. The Bristlebacks threaten us all.
We all know it was the Carja who let the Bristlebacks into the valley, sent them straight through the gates of Barren Light.
That is preposterous. Why would we let dangerous machines into our own land?
You mean the land that honest Osram laborers
Almost
work
ready to go?
tirelessly with no say in its governance? The land that, should you sign the decree,
Oh, you and that damned concession decree.
would be managed by the people who actually live and work on it.
What do you want, Ulvund? Some kind of payment?
My dear magistrate, you think I can be bought? If you want that whistle blown, all you have to do is have your soldiers remove the bristlebacks and sign the concession decree. Face it, what other choice do you have?
Hi.
Savior, what auspicious timing. Might we discuss a matter of importance to the Sundom?
We might. Later.
Very well. I shall be waiting.
So, the savior herself, Walloper of Derval, gutter of youth.
Maybe.
I've heard many tales of your beauty and heroics, my fierce lady warrior. Ulvund Freeholder, at your service. So, what could have dragged you away from the fine silks and wine of Meridian to this smudge of a settlement? Your saviorly attention must be needed elsewhere.
I'm here for the embassy and...
The embassy? Why, by the forge. Ah. Greater gears for greater matters. Guess that means you'll be moving on.
Once I've dealt with any problems around here that need my saviorly attention.
Ah, the bristlebacks, of course. Got to get rid of them if you want that embassy to take place. Well, best get to it, hey? And off you go.
Not so fast. You don't seem to have a high opinion of the magistrate?
Well, I refuse to play nice to some fancy-robed parchment pusher when my fellow laborers are being bullied, intimidated, and taken advantage of.
How noble of you.
Noble, ha! Born with a hammer in hand, I was. Nobody handed me anything or dropped opportunity into my lap. Everything I've achieved, I've done on my own.
And where is this hammer now?
The, burden of leadership forced me to set it aside. The Carja risk nothing, while demanding that good Osram gamble with their lives out there. Someone had to step up and say no more.
You ordered the work stoppage?
Indeed I did. We're laborers, not soldiers. Until the Carja clean up their mess and give us the fair deal we deserve, I'm not risking Osram lives.
Fair deal? You mean your concession decree?
It's not my decree. It's on behalf of all the good Osram laborers of this land who do all the backbreaking work, while only the Carja reap the rewards. All we're asking for is the ability to share in this prosperity for a land worked by the people, for the people.
Right. Then just how much would be your share?
Only an amount appropriate to my contributions to this community, of course.
If Chainscrape is on Karja land, shouldn't a Karja be in charge? Who appointed you?
The sensibilities of good Osram folk, of course. You think a Carja can head this whole venture? Ah! The magistrate can barely make the trek from Barren Light without losing a few screws.
So you have no real authority then? People only follow you because you say so. Loudly.
Anyone who has followers has authority. I've been with Chainscrape from the beginning. I mean, I'm practically its founder, and its honest folk know I'm indispensable to its success.
Wow, these dialogue trees are really opening up, aren't they? Just doesn't stop at Cole.
You said you founded Chainscrape. Somehow I doubt that.
Practically founded, I said. I alone saw its potential when it was just a smattering of tents in Barren Light's shadow. I invested in the mine, convinced some friends back home to do the same, and here we are. You could say Chainscrape is what it is thanks to me.
Oh, so you're not just standing around and profiting off everyone else?
Not at all. Sure, I make a little return on my investment here and there, but my main priority, as it was from the beginning, is to look after the well-being of these honest, working Osram.
Alright.
Where's the whistle?
Right in the middle of town, but with the threat out there, I'm not endangering innocent Osram lives.
I'm going to clear out the bristlebacks. And when I'm done, this valley is going to get moving.
If that's what it takes. Until then, I'll keep looking after the safety of these good folk.
Just be ready to blow the whistle.
Alright, new quest there. This is a side quest. The bristlebacks have run rampant in the Daunt, but how did they get into the valley in the first place? What's the notification? Resources? Why am I getting this now? Green shine is found all over the world. Yada yada yada. I love the world building in this game, but there's a lot of stuff there and like I don't need to know that. It's nice that it's there, it's just I don't need to know it. Right, there's another mission to get there. What's that? Unknown melee pit. And something else over there. Right, so head to the new quest. Talk to the Kaja magistrate. Right, okay. This is a interesting little
Here's
development
what that
here.
Kaja magistrate wanted. I bet he's in the tavern.
The detail that's gone into the characters, the animations and everything is really good. Not only just like in terms of how they look and talk and stuff, but like the words they're saying, the context of what they're talking about and stuff like that. They've really put in a lot more care and detail, it seems. Whereas in the first one, the side quests and stuff like that were just a little generic and straightforward. Oh, this is atmospheric.
Hey, Milda. I took some of your stew last time I went into the wilds. Kept me going for a week. Felt like I could have put a strider in a sleeper hold.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Sounds like you're serving up some impressive provisions here.
Not again. You can have the discount too, but you'll have to come back later.
I think you have me confused with someone else.
Olvin didn't send you?
No.
Oh, my apologies. It's just that his minions won't stop pestering me. Now I've even worn out my special grill. Since I'm in the midst of a crisis, perhaps you could skip to what it is you wanted?
Some of your food?
Of course.
Are Ulvin's people causing you problems?
Oh, yeah. They constantly demand my best, but the equipment I need to make my signature dishes isn't built for batch cooking. And don't get me started on the Ulvin discount they feel so entitled to.
And if you refuse?
I make meals, not trouble.
How did you end up in Chainscrape?
Heard about a new and upcoming town at the edge of the frontier. Where there's a town, there's a tavern. I was in need of work. So I got myself out here and started cooking. Some of these people had never tasted proper boars and berries stew before. Anyway, next thing I knew, people kept coming back. Guess they liked my food. Or the ale.
How did you end up in Chainscrape?
Why would you
Heard
change
about
the
a new and
dialogue?
upcoming where there's a town, so some of these people...
Yeah,
Anyway.
the prompt was different there, that's why I pressed that, but...
Your last customer mentioned your cooking really kept him going out in the wild. Where I'm headed, I could use some of that.
I would be happy to oblige, especially since you have the decency to ask pleasantly. But my special groove griddle is no more. Without it, I can't cook any of my signature dishes. I hate to think what'll happen when I'm forced to refuse Olvin or his goons. even if I already had the right ingredients, there's nothing I can do. Unless you can source me a temporary replacement?
What do you need?
For the ingredients, a few pieces of decent wild meat, and I'd say a big handful of bitter leaf stems. That'll do. As for the griddle, a corrugated metal panel might suffice until I can have a new one forged. You'd likely find one in the scrounger pile if you follow the river to the northeast. Don't worry, I'll clean it first. You'll have no issue finding boars and bitter leaf on your way. Assuming you're as much a hunter-gatherer as your clothing suggests.
Thanks, Mildef. I'll keep an eye out.
So that's what gratitude sounds like.
And don't let anyone push you around, okay?
If you say so.
I like Aloy. She's got a bit of an attitude to her. She doesn't take shit from anyone. Yes, a new quest there. Or an errand, as it's called. The cook and chain scrape needs supplies and equipment to... Oh, what the hell's going on there? Oh, yeah, my HDR just went off. I am back though. Not sure if that affected the stream or not. The cook and chain scrape needs supplies and equipment to keep up with his customers' demands. So, right. I've already got some bitter leaf, need a bit more. And I need some wild meat. He specifically said boars, so it's interesting now it's just any meat it seems. This is a nice place. It's like walking into the Star Wars cantina.
Savior, over here.
One more round.
So it's this
Savior.
guy again.
Thank you for taking the time, and my condolences that you had to endure Olvent's bloviating.
I've dealt with worse. It sounds like he's really trying to put you over the barrel.
The idea that the Karja purposely let bristlebacks into the Daunt, it's completely absurd. But the louder and longer he says it, the more support he'll get for his damned concession decree.
How did the Bristlebacks get into the Daunt?
No one knows for sure. The first report of them came from west of the quarry. But unless they have wings I don't know about, I don't see how they could have come over the mountains.
No other way in.
The only way I know about is barren light. Look, if you can get to the bottom of this, I can offer a considerable bounty in return. Help me shut Olvent up.
What is this concession decree that Olvent wants?
He wants the Sundom to designate portions of the Daunt as Oseram holdings. Only the portions, mind you, that produce any value.
Let me guess. Because he stands to profit somehow?
Exactly. With the Daunt under Oseram law, he could secure more investment for their numerous ventures.
He can't get those investments without the concession?
No. Not while there's a chance the Sundom could revoke their access. Hence, why the concession is so important to him. And why blaming the Karja for the bristlebacks, no matter how absurd, works in his favor.
How does blaming the Karja for the Bristlebacks help Olvent get his concession?
Look around. This may be the Sundom, but chain scrape is all gears and rust and bad ale. Claiming that the Karja loosed the bristlebacks in order to intimidate Oseram laborers into obedience. Well, let's just say no one here has forgotten the atrocities of the Mad Sun King. And with the bristlebacks bringing work in the valley to a halt, Olvent has plenty of time to pick at barely healed wounds.
And if the Oseram refuse to work, unless the concession is signed, you won't have a choice.
Correct. The reconstruction of Barren Light must continue.
How did you get stuck out here?
I asked for the posting, believe it or not. Overseeing the entire valley on behalf of the Sun King? It was an honor. Is an honor, I mean.
But your job would be a lot easier without someone like Olvend blasting hot air all the time?
Olvent's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chain Scrape. I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
How does blaming the
Oh,
Karja for the
didn't mean to do
bristlebacks
that.
help Ulvin get his concession?
Look around. This may be the Sunda claiming that the Karja loosed the bristlebacks in order to intimidate Oseram laborers into obedience. Well, let's just say no. And with the bristlebacks bringing work in the valley to a halt, Ulvund has plenty of time.
And if the Oseram refuse to work unless the concession is signed,
Correct.
You said the bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry?
Yes, according to one terrified laborer, said the ground trembled before they came charging down the hillside. He took off and ran all the way here.
Good place to start looking then.
If you learn the truth, maybe Ulvund will stop blaming the Karja for every problem under the sun, and maybe then he'll actually focus on rebuilding Barren Light instead.
Right. And this is a side quest, all the details there. They've really went all out on it, it seems. Reminds me a bit of The Witcher. We'll see what the actual actions that I have to take are, though. Right, well, for now I want to see what that unknown thing is. What's that? Right. Okay. So let's explore this place a bit more now that I've got all that done. Is that in here? Oh, there's something underneath me. Is this guy a potion maker or something? No, it's not letting me do anything with him. It seems I still need to unlock some stuff. I don't know. Yeah, a herbalist. But I can't actually do that at the minute, it seems. Right, let's just see the quest again. So I'm going to do that errand first because it's taking me to places. Oh. Right, okay. So there's something there, and then there's the melee pit, which I've heard about.
Aloy, change your mind about that brew?
No one wants to play strike. No? Anyway.
Come for that beer after all, eh? Here, sit down. Get a pint in her hand. Wasn't expecting you to swing by.
Since when do I do what's expected?
Ha! There's that spark. Fire and spit.
Fire and spit.
That's a blast from the bellows. Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about my troubles for a while.
Like what?
Take your pick. We got bodies to bury from the bristlebacks, the work stoppage, Ulvin grating the gears about his concession decree. Hey! Weapons off the table! Ah, don't listen to me. Nothing a cold brew and knocking some heads together can't fix eventually.
Arguably what's on her hand is a weapon, is it not? And yet she's got that on the table.
So the bristlebacks in the Daunt. Where did they come from?
That's the thing. No one rightly knows. They just showed up one day, rampaging around the valley like they exploded out of a forge. Lost some good people. But I heard talk of some vanguards trying to take them down.
Did they come through here?
Stopped by briefly for supplies. Ulvund was none too pleased. Won't be able to crank it to his advantage once the bristlebacks are gone.
But how could bristlebacks and the Daunt help Ulvund?
2 words. Concession decree. Since no one knows where the bristlebacks came from, Olvind has taken to blaming the Karja for them. He's hoping to dig up enough old resentments to get a strike going until the concession's signed. This is just his latest attempt. He's been trying to rile up the workers since the day he rolled into town.
And people actually believe him?
Lots of folks suffered at the hands of the Mad King during the Red Raids. Give him half a reason, they'll blame the Karja for anything.
Damn Karja slavers.
I thought you'd be back in Freeheap.
Well, after the big battle at Meridian, I went back. But realized it was running smooth. Didn't need me. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured they could use another hammer. Been scraping by ever since.
You could always leave.
And go back east? Nah. I ain't one to leave a lit forge. Besides, someone's gotta be a squeaky wheel for the workers around here.
So about Olvind.
Around here, everything's about Olvind.
How'd he end up in charge?
He got here early, like a squirrel smelling a fat nut. He knew rebuilding Barren Light would need stone and timber. So he jangled purses all over Mainspring, getting investors to front claims on anything in the Daunt that might be worth a damn. Thing is, all the bankers back home know that this is Karja land, and the Sun King can revoke those claims at any time. That's why he's desperate for the magistrate to sign off on a concession decree.
This concession decree, what is it exactly? And how would it help Olvind?
It's pig diddle, that's what.
A writ that would put all Osram claims in the Daunt under Osram law, even though they're on Karja land. It would mean that any existing ore, stone, and timber claims couldn't be revoked by the Karja. No more risk, no more hesitation for investors back in the claim to pour in the shards and expand their business. And since Olvind has a stake in all those claims, it would make him richer than a scrapper in a junk heap. Not to mention Chainscrape would become an Osram municipality, so he could buy enough votes to call himself an elderman. He's a sly old badger, I'll give him that. Figures if he keeps up the pressure, eventually the magistrate will sign.
It's all very complicated stuff. Reminded me a bit of Deadwood a little as well.
Well, I have to be going. Thanks for the drink, Petra. I'm glad I stopped by.
Anytime, Flamehair.
Hey, Ray. Fancy a game of Strike?
Strike, I believe this is the new game that's in
Revel
here.
some Strike, sister? Let me set the board.
I was just passing by.
First timer, huh? Don't worry about it. I'll go easy on you. You got any pieces?
No.
Well, aren't you in luck then? I got an extra set, a Tanakh original, straight out of the Forbidden West. Sit. I'll run you through it in a hot spark. I'll give you something special if you win it on my boards, too.
Right. Beginner's tutorial. Sure, it sounds like the right place to start. Beginner's set. Set has 2 of 10. I don't know what that is.
All
Confirm.
right, let's start off simple. The Tanakh like to say that Machine Strike is a game of pure strategy. We each get a set of pieces. Each piece represents a kind of machine, and each machine is worth a different number of victory points. And to win the game, you'll need to gain 7 victory points by destroying the opponent's machines. It can be tricky remembering the details of
So it's a
every
bit like
machine,
chess.
so we use these notes to keep track of them. You see that number on the top right corner? That there is how many victory points you'll get for destroying that machine. Notes also tell you how far a piece can move, how powerful their attacks are, the distance they can strike from, and of course, their health. Okay, that's enough for now. Let's just play. I'll explain the rest as we go. I own the board, so I get to choose who goes first. Since this is your first time, I'll let you go. Usually you get to choose which pieces to set on the board, but this will do for now. Pick up that machine piece to your right, and move it forward.
Right. So
So
that
remember,
one.
each machine can only move a certain distance. Take a look at your notes if you need a reminder. Easy enough, huh? Now, you get to move 2 machines each round, so go ahead and pick a second machine. Perfect. There's not much else to do for now, so just end your turn. We're forging onwards. Let me move my pieces here. And we're back to you. This time, why don't you try attacking one of my pieces? Try with that machine on your right first. Now move the piece close enough to attack one of my machines. When performing an attack, you'll be testing your machine's combat power against the opponent's. A machine's combat power is a combination of the terrain your machine is standing on and its own attack power. This board only has grassland terrain, which has no effect on a machine's combat power. And your current machine has 2 points of attack power. So in total, your machine's combat power equals 2 points. Since my machine isn't the one attacking, it has 0 points of attack power. And just like your machine, it's not affected by grassland terrain. So right now, the difference in combat power between the 2 machines is 2 points. This means your machine can do 2 points of damage to my machine. Did you get all that?
Yeah, it's a lot to take in, isn't it? Hopefully this is the more I do it, the easier it'll get.
Knew you were a smart one. Finish up by attacking my machine. Not pulling any punches, huh? Now grab that second machine of yours. See how your machine can't move close enough to attack mine? You can make your machine sprint. That lets it move 1 space further. Try it out. Downside to sprinting is that your machine can no longer attack. Now some players like to take a risk and overcharge their machine in cases like this. Overcharging lets you attack after a sprint, but it will damage your machine's health by 2 points. So use at your own discretion. Let's try doing that now so you can see what I mean. That's about it for your turn then. Now, I'll let you in on a neat trick. That machine of yours, the one closest to me, grab a hold of it. Same as in the wilds, machines have both armored points and weak points. You can see them marked on the pieces. Blue shows where their armor is thickest. Hit them there and you'll do some damage, but not a lot. Now, red shows the machine's weak points. Hit those and you'll deal a mighty blow. Here, let me show you. Rotate that piece so your machine faces mine. Now let that machine have it. Off the board she goes, and there's your first victory points. You don't have 7 of them yet, so let's keep going. Your machine attacked mine, but hasn't moved yet. Go ahead and move downwards towards my remaining piece. You've already attacked a machine and moved your piece. But if you overcharge your machine, you can attack a second time. And by the look of your machine's health, you'd be sacrificing your piece to defeat mine. But sometimes, that can be a good thing. Overcharge your machine to attack mine a second time, and I'll show you what I mean. Ain't that a thrill? Now, because your machine was knocked out at the same time as mine, we both get the victory points our machines are worth. Good news is, since you're the one attacking, you're gonna receive your victory points before I do. Which means you can reach the coveted 7 victory points first. That's why sometimes losing a piece can be the best way to end a game in your favor. Now, you'll notice you didn't get quite up to 7 victory points this time, but you did destroy all my pieces. That means you're the winner! That wasn't so hard, was it? Just remember to always check for the best.
It's gonna take some getting used to, I think.
You'd be surprised the
It's no
advantage you
Gwent.
can gain over an
Clearly it's trying to be Gwent.
I know it saved my behind in a game or two.
Hopefully it's not gonna be too relevant to the main story or anything.
Oh, before I forget, these are all my spare pieces. I want the Savior of Meridian to have them. It's a small set to be sure, but it should be enough to get you in on any strike games you find out there. You might even fancy looking out for them strike carvers. They've got all kinds of unique pieces that can turn a game in your favor, though they'll need the right materials to craft you one. Or you might find them in the wilds if you're lucky. You know, I've lost my fair share of pieces after a night of machine hunting or brew hopping. No need to thank me. Always a pleasure to help out new strike players.
She talks a lot, doesn't she?
Now, if you feel like playing a real game, I've got plenty of other boards. I could even teach you a few more tricks if you're up for it.
Thanks. I'll think about it.
Right, so there's another tutorial now. Terrain and knockback tutorial. I feel like I should just stick with the tutorials, get them done while I'm here. Because chances are I'm going to need to do all this at some point anyway, and regret it.
Ah, I knew I'd make a strike player out of you yet. How about this time I tell you how to use a board's terrain to your advantage? This one's got all the different terrains you can encounter in a game of Strike. Knowing when and how to use them can mean the difference between victory and defeat. Terrain mainly affects your machine's combat power. As you know, when fighting an opponent's machine, you compare its combat power to yours. The higher your machine's combat power, the more damage you can do. So finding the right terrain is an essential strategy for overpowering your opponent. Here, I'll show you. Grab that piece to your left and move to attack my machines. Now let's take a look at your machine's combat power. Combat power is the sum of a machine's attack power and the value of the terrain it's standing on. Since your machine is attacking, it's using its 2 points of attack power. It's also standing on forest terrain with a value of 1 point. Add those together and your machine has 3 points of combat power. My machine is standing on grassland terrain with a value of 0 points. It's also not attacking, which means their attack points aren't in play. So my combat power is 0. This means your machine can do 3 points of damage. Go ahead and test it out. There you go. Now, choosing the right terrain doesn't just improve your offense. It can also help defend your machines from attack. Grab your other piece and place it in front of my second machine. Since your machine is attacking, it's using its 2 points of attack power. It's standing on grassland terrain. This terrain has a value of 0. This means your machine's combat power adds up to 2 points. My machine can't use their attack power since they're defending their position. But they have the higher ground. They're standing on forest terrain, which is worth 1 point. This means my combat power adds up to 1 point. Now, the front of my machine is colored blue. This means that the spot you're about to attack has armor protecting it. Which means my machine gets an extra point, giving it a total of 2 combat power points. If we compare the combat power of both machines, you'll see that you won't be able to do any damage. Whenever you're unable to top an opponent's combat power, you can still choose to attack and break their machine's defenses instead. Go ahead, try it out and see what happens. Ha, see? When you break a machine's defenses, you can knock it backwards. Sure, both our machines will receive 1 point of damage, but knocking my machine off that terrain makes it more vulnerable to attacks. Not only that, if my machine had been blocked from moving backwards, it would have received an extra point of damage. And if my machine had been blocked by another one of my pieces, that machine would have received damage as well. That's why breaking a machine's defenses is a great way to deal damage to several pieces at once. Useful, right? Okay, now go ahead and end your turn. There's still one more thing I want to show you. Alright, as we've seen, the higher the terrain, the more it'll add to your machine's combat power. However, there are two other terrains that work a little differently. This is what we call a chasm. Only flying machines can be placed on those. But it'll take away 2 combat points if you do, so be wary. This is marsh terrain. Landing on it will take away 1 combat power point from most machines. It'll also keep your machine from moving for the rest of the turn. Here, let me show you. Grab that machine on your left. See? All you can do now is wait for your next turn to move again. Or you can overcharge your machine to get out of there. You can still attack any nearby enemies so you're not completely helpless. Well, I think that's enough yammering for me for now. Promise it'll all come in handy next time you play.
Okay. I've got to say, I'm not sure if I'm enjoying this. I'm gonna do all of the training just to get it out the way and so that I know everything, but yeah, I can't see myself really like seeking out to play this. And I am starting to question why it's even in here.
Here for more tips? Why don't I tell you a bit more about the pieces we used to play? In a normal game, you get to choose which machines you place on the board. Each one is worth a certain number of setup points, and you can spend up to 10 assembling your army. Knowing what each machine brings to the game and building an army that matches your strategy is the key to becoming a machine strike master. When assembling your army, there are a few things to keep in mind. First and foremost, you can never have more than 4 of the same machine on the board at the same time. With that in mind, most players would choose machines based on how far they can move or how much attack power they have. But a real strike player will be looking at a machine's type and skills. Let's take a quick look, shall we? Pick up that machine on your left. All right, let's talk about the different ways in which a machine attacks its opponents. In other words, its machine type. If you look at your notes, you'll see this machine here is a melee type. You can also tell by the shape of the base the piece stands on. A melee type machine attacks the first enemy within range, and no one else. We've seen this plenty of times, so just move that piece forward so I can show you some more stuff. Great, now grab your other machine. Looks like we've got ourselves a gunner type machine here. This means they'll only hit the farthest enemy in their attack range. Let's move that machine forward and end your turn so we can take a look at the rest of the pieces. Let's go with this piece first. This is a ram type machine. Attack an enemy with it and it'll push the piece backwards. Like this. See, now my machine has taken over your machine's spot on the board. This is a great way to take the advantage away from your opponent if they have the higher ground. Looks like we have one more piece to look at. Now this is a beauty of a piece, a dash type machine. When it attacks, it'll move to the end of its attack range and damage every machine in its path, including your own. So make sure you take a good look at the board before you send it off to the races. You should also make sure it's able to finish its attack on an empty spot. Otherwise, you won't be able to attack at all. Here, I'll show you. Look, it even rotated your piece. A nifty little piece you'll definitely want in your set. If you look at your notes, you'll notice this particular machine has one of the skills I mentioned before. There's quite a few of those, and we haven't even looked at all the machine types yet. but I'm pretty sure you've got more important things to do, so I made you a list. It's got all the tips and tricks we talked about, too. I think that about does it for now, so if you want to play a real game, just let me know.
Right, so that's the training done. So, right, okay. I feel like I should do this.
Let's
Just
do this!
play a proper game so I get an idea of what it is.
Time to get serious. Your move, Red. I'm up. Board's all yours. You got me down to one piece. I am impressed. Time to make my move.
So, is that it? No.
Knocked right off the board. Oh, I won!
No.
Probably shouldn't sound so surprised, huh?
But actually looks like it's a draw, isn't it?
This is gonna be fun.
Well, I think that was a bit cheating, to be honest.
Okay, let's see. You're up, Red. Thank the forge you hit armor.
Not sure that was a smart idea.
My turn.
Nope, that definitely wasn't a smart
Gotta
idea.
say, your odds aren't good, Red. Ah, off the board it goes. Time to get serious. Guess luck's not on your side today, Red. Here we go.
I'm playing this until I win. That's what's happening here. Even though I'm not exactly enjoying this game.
Time to make my move. That's it for me. Okay, let's see. Looks like you're down to... That's the game. You up for a rematch?
Yeah, I'm really not good at this, am I?
Let's play. my turn. Board's all yours. Come up. Not looking good for you, Red. I won! Oh, but I'll play you again if you want. Good
Right.
luck.
What am I doing wrong here? Because this is not good at all.
You're up, Red. Okay, let's see. That's it for me. Time to make my move.
I don't like the look of this
Your
now.
move, Red. One less piece on the board. Ah,
And I done it.
looks like I lost.
Finally I won. No, will I ever play that again? Probably not. Right, I'm going away from that.
Anytime, Red.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I will. Can I talk to her again?
Come for another round?
No.
See you around, Petra.
Until next time.
Even the savior.
Let's see, what have I got now? Right, let's head out of town. Or head to the melee pit.
Meridian needs a challenge.
There we go, some bright lights now.
You wanted to speak to me?
Well, you know better than anyone it's a dangerous world out there.
It's an
Not just
interesting
against machines.
helmet.
Name's O'Dirk. This here's my training pit. Best place to practice close combat this side of the Forbidden West. Say, I wonder who'd win in a fight. You, the savior of Meridian, champion of the East, or the Enduring, master of the West.
Who?
The Enduring, a legendary Tenakth fighter, the master of masters. I've heard the Tenakth have training pits just like this one. It's how the warriors get so fierce, see? And only the very best from the pits get to train with the Enduring.
So, to find the Enduring, I should look for these training pits if I'm ever out that way?
You'll have to go far if you do. The Tenakth are split into 3 clans. 3 clans, 3 capitals, 3 training pits. My guess is you'd have to beat all of them if you want to train with the Enduring. If the Tenakth don't kill you on sight, that is. But that's a far spark in the wind. As for right now, I also offer challenges to test your fighting skill.
Who would I be fighting exactly? You?
Well, I know you're the savior and all, but you have to beat all the others first to challenge me. Rules are rules. We only use dual blades and practice arrows, mind. These drunken fools would run themselves through otherwise. You'll have to leave everything but your spear and practice arrows at the gate. But I'll look after your gear, not to worry. So, what do you say? Up for some training?
I might be.
That's what I like to hear.
Melee pits test your close quarter fighting skills against other human opponents. Complete all challenges against others to face the ultimate pit master. Practice melee skills. Right.
Attacks are fast, but easily blocked. So learn to combine them with other attacks.
Well, that was very straightforward.
The attacks break weapon blocks and do more damage. But they're slow, so your opponents might counterattack.
How goes it, Hammerhead? It's easy now, but we'll talk soon.
Power attacks smash weapon blocks to really hammer an enemy with damage. But they're slow and leave you vulnerable, so pick your moment.
Right, energize the spear. Build up combos.
The spear of yours seems to energize after attack. I think landing heavy attacks or combinations will energize it fast. Now to use that energy, try attacking your enemies. See if you can energize them. Yeah. And their armor's off. Shoot the energy. See if you can trigger a The savior of Meridian wins!
Okay, so I can't do any of this stuff. Right, I thought that was going to unlock it, but never mind. Right, okay, so I've got to unlock them in the skill tree before I can do them. 1 minute 20 to defeat my opponent.
You think your spear can deal with that armor? Use attacks to energize your spear. Then hit your opponent with a heavy or power attack to blast the armor off. That energy doesn't last forever. Shoot the glowing part of your opponent. That spear can give you the edge in battle. Keep energizing it, and then your enemies. Triggering those energy blasts should help you vanquish your opponents.
I think I did it. There you go, done that challenge. And I think that's it, that's all I can do right now, I think. Don't want to practice, what's the point in that? Right, let's go do this mission then. Don't know where I'm going. No, why has it made that my quest? Yeah, that's what I want. Gotta get some meat and gather that thing.
Pack's full. Okay, I think I
There
have
we
enough
go.
butter leaf.
Wild meat now. So I'm assuming I'm looking for just animals. Like actual animals, not... Yeah. I'll get some of this, whatever it is. Can I kill a fish? No. Why have a fish there if you can't kill it? Oh, I didn't come this way to the town. I never noticed that.
If I find that cauldron, I'll learn how to override this machine.
See a big over there, that's what I need. Oh, where did that come from? One down. There's a pig, I want to kill that. I'm sorry, little guy. Oh, you can throw rocks at me. Is that it? I believe there were only 3. Right, where's that pig? There was something over here which I was scanning before. Scroll, a grease-stained scroll filled with hastily scrawled glyphs. These sun lickers and their scorched out diplomacy. Let's not fuss around the forge. It's a pretty word the Kaja use for not stepping on Tanakh toes. Which they shouldn't. They have every reason to be afraid of those brutes, but I'm not Kaja. I didn't try and invade the West over and over again just because I felt like it. I have no use for these embassies, another polite term for waving the white flag and saying please don't kill us. And now I'm stuck on this side of the wall too, because the Kaja couldn't keep it in the sheath. Yeah, sure, things are different now. Sun King of Odd believes in peaceful dialogue. Whoop-de-doo for you, but simple delvers, traders and tinkerers like me are sitting on our hands until the priests and marshals finish their little tea party. Or whatever it is they do out there. Not to mention our brothers and sisters on the other side of the wall. How are they supposed to get help and supplies when the gate is shut tight? How much longer do we have to cool our heels? I heard they're waiting on some sun priests to arrive, but weren't those nitwits the root of the problem to begin with? They riled up the mad Sun King to start the Western invasion in the first place. Writing this was supposed to calm me down, but it's only blowing up the bellows. The longer the gate stays closed, the more shards I lose. I've had it. I'm heading over to Barren Light. Someone's going to get the blast of hot air for all the good it'll do. Right, what am I after? I'm just looking for wild animals, really. Like that. Oh, it's dead. I didn't think I got it. Only one left.
Looks like it ends with a scary red person.
Think they've seen me. It's a big boy, I'll give it that. Why is it following me?
This is getting quicker.
I've just noticed the fire on its horns. There's the ball.
There. That should be enough wild meat for Moldov.
the Scrounger site now. What does it want me to do here?
Moldov said I could find a metal panel in one of their scrap piles.
Yeah, this is not going to go well. Just gotta be patient. I'm sure I'll be able to stealth attack it or something. Oh, there's one there.
Doesn't have a power cell.
What's that? Oh, there's burrowers around as well.
No metal panel. Better check another scrap pile.
Right, this one's way more guarded.
Acid could work against that machine.
Oh, I am getting pummeled. Oh, this is not good. Oh, damn it. Oh, it's put me all the way back here. Right, well I know which pile it's not in now, so I can avoid that. Coming from a different angle.
Moldov said I could find a metal panel in one of their scrap piles. Could take off its power cell, stop it from shooting back.
Really? Oh, come on.
headed for Mulder? They're being too.
Where are they? That would have been so cool if I knew where they were. Let's just get out here though. I think it's a bit too much of a fight for me at this point in the game. I don't have the materials, and are they still chasing me? Oh no. Come on, where are you? I've never really done this in the first game. I played that game a lot and then barely even touched like mounts or anything like that. So this time I'm heading into this very much trying to do that quite more.
Gotta part ways with this machine for now.
Be welcome, Outlander. I'll have you know I am the smartest man to ever...
Ah, there you are. I happen to receive another visit from Olvin himself. He was pushy, but I stood my ground. And dare I say it, I even got my own back. Yes, I did.
I'm listening.
When I made his meal, I used 3 pinches of salt. Instead of 2.
Each journey begins with a single step, I guess. I think I have everything you asked for.
Then just as you have inspired me, let us see if I can return the favor. Time to cook.
Wow. Mildif, that was inspired.
Next time you want the best provisions, you know where to find me. And your next order of any dish will be on us.
Thanks. And don't forget to stand up for yourself.
Funny you should say that. As it happens, I'm already cooking up my next portion of resistance. Hope to see you again.
Got a skill point. Food provides temporary benefits and skill boosts. Meals reduce concentration and recovery time. Bring ingredients to purchase food. Okay.
For you, very best.
Skill points now. I've got a point in each of them, so let's work on this one. Yeah, I could do with that. There we go. Let's get back onto the main mission now.
Before I head back out. See what else is cooking up.
Back for that free meal? Go on, peruse my menu.
So that's maximum health for 3 minutes, okay. But that 3 minutes from when I buy it, or can I actually like use it at another point? So I can buy this and it doesn't cost me anything? Okay. Yeah, and now, right, okay. Got you now.
Oh, this'll really boil their broth. I'll add a sprinkle of chili to their desserts. How perverse.
Right, so I can't sell anything. It's not letting me shift that over. Okay.
How goes it, Hammerhead?
Right, let's head to the objective to end this stream. Because I am sadly going to have to end this stream soon because I have plans for this evening. I do apologise if you're a regular viewer of my streams because I haven't streamed in a while now. Oh, let's not go there. The reason I haven't streamed in a while is quite simply life has gotten in the way. I've just been very busy and I've had a lot of things popping up here and there, other commitments. But yeah, I do want to keep streaming. I just can't guarantee I'll be streaming regularly in the future. And that goes doubly for posting this content on YouTube. Because that takes a lot more effort because I've got to make a thumbnail and then upload it and spend some time actually getting it there and stuff. So, yeah. Expect fewer streams in the future, but I will still be here doing stuff.
This whole area is rigged with tripwires.
Hey! You! Make it worth your while if you kill these scroungers!
It's always something.
Hold tight! I'll see what I can do!
Try luring them into the tripwire.
Oh! Jumped over it.
That's some fancy wire work.
It's exciting.
Oh, what the hell happened there? Alright, no more tripwires. Oh, crap. Right, where does it bring me back out? Alright, back here.
Frost will make it brittle.
Well, yeah, but the tripwires aren't doing the job, I'm afraid.
Acid's eating away at it. Now to follow up. That's the last one.
I love that.
Forge we showed up. Tripwire's handy. The youngest gang. Come on over. Let me give thanks proper like.
Who is this guy?
I see you're a practiced hunter. Took you less time to kill those scroungers than vanguards to kill one bristleback.
So the vanguards came through here?
Yeah, just a bit ago. Took down that bristleback, headed south. But then those scroungers showed up to carve the carcass, as they do. Then another bristleback ran through. I'm telling you, it's crazy around here.
So the vanguard went south?
Probably. This whole valley is swarming with them. The vanguard seemed dead set on getting rid of them.
I see.
Hold on there, Red. If you're gonna go chasing across the Daunt, you're gonna want a tripcaster. Not just any tripcaster. One of my make. Free of charge.
Workmanship looks solid enough.
Yep. Been tweaking the design since I left Chain Scrape. More room to tinker out here and less chance of, well, accidents.
Did something happen in Chain Scrape?
Well, like someone.
Let me guess. Ulvund.
Back when I had a place in town, he took a real interest in my wares. Kept pressing for the Ulvund discount. I said no. He didn't like that so much. I can't prove it, but that chuff bucket set my workshop on fire. Felt it best to put some distance between us after that.
Cable car operator told me the bristlebacks just appeared yesterday. Do you know anything about them?
How is old Karn? Back in the day, me and him got into all sorts of trouble. There was this one time that...
Anything about the bristlebacks?
No. Karn said true. I just showed up and ran amok. Lucky for me, I've got you and the Vanguard swooping in time to save my backside.
I should get going. Thanks for the tripcaster.
While you're blasting bristlebacks, I think I'll head down to the hunting grounds. Did you know they have a tripcaster trial? Come by later if you want to try it out.
Maybe. After I get things under control. So Erend headed south. Should be able to pick up his tracks with my focus.
Right, I'm gonna head to the nearest campfire, which is there. Right, head to the nearest campfire, and then I will...
Pack's full, but my stash has room.
avoid that for now. But yes, this has been Horizon Forbidden West on the PS5. I hope you've enjoyed it to some extent. I've been Grant Burton. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at _Grant Burton. If you're watching on YouTube, that's Games with Grant on YouTube. Give me a subscription, why not? If you're watching on twitch.tv/the_Grant Burton, give me a follow. Like I said, there will probably be fewer streams in the future, simply because life's getting busy and hectic. But I hope you've enjoyed this. Until next time though, thanks for watching.